Today we will discuss about ITTO in cost management. There are four processes in project cost management. Three in planning process group. Those are called the plan cost management, then estimate cost, determine budget, and we have one in monitoring and control, that is control cost. So in plan cost management, the inputs are project management plan. You will pretty much see the project management plan coming in as an input to the subsidiary plans. So this one will come as a input, the entire project management plan. Then you have the project charter, enterprise environmental factor, and organization process asset. Now all these inputs goes through expert judgment, analytical technique, and meeting. We finally get the cost management plan. This plan is for how to handle the other processes in this particular knowledge area. So cost management plan typically includes the unit of measure, level of precision, level of accuracy, organization, procedure links, all those details you will find in the cost management plan. Now, moving to the next process is the estimate cost. It is actually estimate the activity cost. So, in the previous process, in the project time management, we have defined the activities. Now we have also calculated the resource for the particular activities. Now we are just going to calculate those resources cost in this particular process. So the inputs are scope baseline, because the work you are going to perform will be there in the scope statement. So you have the scope baseline here, project schedule is here, then risk register will tell you like if there is any contingency reserve plans is required or not, or if there is any resource scarcity or anything is there. So risk register will be here to get all the risk. Then we have the enterprise environmental factor, organization process asset, then cost management plan, which we just prepared in the previous process, and then human resource management plan as well. So that will give you some of the resources, cost and all. So human resource plan is important for the calculating the activity cost, where human resource is also a resource for that particular activity. So now the tools and techniques we have, the expert judgment, then analogous estimating. So this is the top-down estimating, and we will copy the previous similar projects cost, and then we'll start working from there. Parametric estimating is the kind of historical data where you will be based on a particular unit or parameter, you will calculate your cost. Then you have the bottom-up estimating where you will just go to the unit level and then sum it up to the top. Then you have 3-point estimating where you will just estimate on the three different points, the most likely, the optimistic or the pessimistic point of view, and you will just if it is 3 points, then you will be divided by 3. Triangular distribution, you will divide by 3. With the beta distribution, you will just multiply the most optimistic by 4, and then you will divide by 6. So reserve analysis, you will just calculate how much reserve is required for that activity to be performed, and then cost of quality. There are two kinds of cost of quality. Generally, which is cost of conforming the quality and non-conforming the quality. So that also should be taken into considerations here. Then vendor bid analysis. If you are just going for a procurement, which is going to outsource your work, then you have to analyze your vendor's bid so that you will know that the cost estimate that they are providing in the bid response. Then project management software will also be used to calculate the cost activity, and then group decision making techniques will be used here. So finally the output you will get the activity cost estimate. So once you are here is not calculating a budget. Just remember that estimate cost actually estimate the activity cost is a single activity cost, and then later in the process we will just sum it up to get the budget. So the second parameter is the basis of estimate. So you will just also find out what is the assumption or constraint there in all these calculations. What is the accuracy range you are just going to estimate? Like if you are just going for rough order magnitude, then you might be a variance of your estimate by -25% to 75%. If it is a definitive estimate, you can just vary by 5 to 10%. So what basis you are just estimating in dimension it here, so is one of the output here. Now, as because you're just changing all this, your project document will get all updated. Now, the third in the planning process group is the determine budget. You will actually submit up all your activity costs. So let's see what is the inputs here. So basis of estimate that you created just now will be coming here. Then scope baseline, activity cost estimate, then project schedule, resource calendar that will give you the resource availability, and then organization process asset, cost management plan, risk register agreements. All this will come in picture because you need to consider the project risk also to calculate the contingency reserve or the management reserve. So these are the all very important inputs to the determined budget. Now, the tools and techniques we will be using the cost aggregation, where we will just sum it up, and then that will give you the final cost for the entire work. But just to have a quick update here is that when you are summing it up, all the activity cost, and you are adding the contingency reserve, you actually get the work package cost, because all your activity actually the decompositions of your work package. So when you sum all the activity cost, you will get a work package cost. Then you are just adding a contingency reserve. That and then again, if you just sum it all your work packages cost and again add the contingency reserve, you will actually get your control account. So control account here, you will get a cost baseline. So based on the unknown risk, that risk you could not identify in your risk identification process, there is a management reserve as well. So that management reserves also gets added to the cost baseline, and you finally get the project budget. So all this process happens here, and then reserve analysis, as I said, that there is a contingency reserve and a management reserve based on the known risk and unknown risk. You will add it here. An expert judgment and historical relationship, you will just find some of the project asset on the previous project experience, and you can just find out what could be the approximate cost of that of the project. So now finally you will get the cost baseline here, and your project documents also get updated, and project funding requirements is also getting updated, like how much money you just need at what time of what phase of the project. Then you will get that output as well here. So now the final process is a control monitor cost. Here the inputs are the project management plan. So you just need to check that if your costs are going as per your plan or not. So the project funding requirement you just created in the determined budget process. Then organization and process asset and the work performance data, how your project is till now is working. You will get a raw observations on that. So now the tools and technique you will be using the earned value management. This is a very big chapter here. So earned value is one of the places there where you will get lot of mathematical questions in the exam. So you can easily get good marks here if you just get a correct answer. But other questions you might get a multiple choice, and where most of the questions will be like similar in nature. So here there won't be any confusion because you will get one correct answer. So earned value management is actually to briefly describe earned value is that the value of work you have completed as of today. So earned value management is actually analyze all your work, the planned effort, your planned schedule, the actual cost to spend. All this gets evaluated here. It's not going in detail because you're just describing the ITTO here. Then forecasting. This is one of the very interesting things. Based on your current performance or the past performance rather, you can forecast that if you continue the same kind of performance, then what would be your forecasted cost? That will be that budgeted completions or the estimated completions. You can just get it from here. Then you will get a 2 complete performance index. That TCPI was also based on your budgeted completions, the earned value, and the actual cost you already spent. Then performance review, you will just get a variance analysis. You can get a trend analysis where you will just calculate, let's say for example, your cost performance index. If you're just monitoring it for a few months, you can just find out a trend that your cost performance index is increasing or decreasing, or your project is going at a risk or not. So those performance reviews will be happening here. Then performance management software will be also used to analyze all this, and then reserve analysis. You just can find out if the reserve you already determined in your planning process is still valid, or if you need more reserve, and or if new risks are getting identified. So you will just need to do a reserve analysis here as well. So output is organizational process asset updates. Then the change request, there might be some of the activities not as per plan. You need more resources, you need more cost for that. So there would be definitely some change request here. Then project management plans get updated, project documents get updated, and work performance information, because you got input as work performance data. When you compare with it, you will get the work performance information. Now, cost forecast is one of the most important thing in the cost management plan, because based on the cost forecast, you can determine that how much budget you might need, or if the project is feasible to complete within the given budget or not. So that will be your estimate at completions, or estimate to completions. That forecast you can just make it from the data on value management. Now, work performance measurements will also be one of the output, because you can just measure how your project is going on. So that is based on the number of processes, a small chapter. We have only the 4 process. So that is it for cost management. We need to focus mostly on the earned value management. So this is the monitoring and controlling the cost management is a very important thing in terms of the exam questions. So, and I hope this video will help you to find out the inputs, outputs, and tools and techniques for the cost management. And thanks for watching. Thank you.